All right, welcome to a very good morning. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. A Champions League match day 4, second day, and it's back to games where people will have to win. Of course, especially for teams beating Barcelona and Chelsea, they need to find ways to go on to go and win. Very important. Maresca has to win. Flick has to find a way to win away in Belgium against Club Brugge. Chelsea is doing it in Azerbaijan, and now Chelsea Coco Piemo, Azerbaijan, and it was an exciting times. Of course, those and many more, you will be doing come on, I see on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. In the notification, turn in the show. Do choose all. Just so anytime there's content, you are first person to have it. I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We invested here. Congratulations to you. Yesterday, we won the big 6 odds. That's exactly what we do here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Consistent wins in the Betway codes. Now, the two are signing. DBA, we make sure that at least Anya Crown, 1 or 2 is going to win. So, investing them, put your stocks in them and give yourself a big chance at winning. Let me see a big thank you to Yesimo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Ekroma say, if it's about car spare parts, Charlie, then the best person here is Yesimo. Yesimo is the one that will take very good care of you. Or no, you're the best person in terms of car spare parts. Yesimo, ANSF. Every time you hear him, and he does what he calls the nationwide delivery. Maybe I will chroma or the Bebro or Wabo so kind Accra post office on a hot and at Yesimo or Michelle friend on 059-313-8221. 059-313-8221. Michelle, there's MOB Clothing, who is also the best in terms of entire any apparel. Shirt, share, top, share, any signing money, man. MOB. You're brilliant at it. MOB will give you the best set of clothes that you need to make sure that you are also sorted with respect to everything that you want to do. MOB, I will to do a flower station. I will to do and a MOB. You want to show. Make sure that you do reach out to MOB. He does a nationwide delivery. Say retailing, wholesaling, every other thing. MOB will take very good care of you. Kindly contact MOB Clothing on 0200-668-708. 0200-668-708. Go to MOB Clothing now. Let him take very good care of you. Of course, yesterday, we know how the Champions League went on. Madrid lost against Fiifi-Manfred, Liverpool away from home. There was a big conversation on the other side of the games that went on. Bayern Munich won. I said the last time, I didn't think that Bayern were going to be able to go to the Parc des Princes to beat Paris Saint-Germain. But, there they were. They made it quite easier. They were better performers on the day, pressed better, controlled the game better. Against Fiifi-Manfred Paris Saint-Germain, they beat the European champions away with the Parc des Princes. And congratulations to them. And our coach, Vincent Kompany, said a lot of things about the team, the quality of the team. Wakati almost 16 games somewhere, they shouldn't think that they are the best team in Europe. They should focus on other things. They shouldn't stress. Some are the best team and not some are the best team. They should forget about Saint-Germain and focus on the most important things. Those are the games that went on yesterday. In the end, common because big ones. And what it means is that on the transfer, on the Champions League table, teams like Chelsea and Barcelona have a big chance of winning and getting to 8 points and then going to 9 points. And when I make Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, 4 out of 4. 12 points solid in all of the games that they've played. Of course, you look like Team B at Bayern Munich, same. There are a couple of teams that have dropped points. Liverpool are dropping points in recent times. And then Coco share against Real Madrid. What it means that Madrid also have just 9 points. If Chelsea, Barcelona can win today, they also get 9 points and then push up to the very top. Same for Fiifi-Manfred in Newcastle United. And it is going to make the league table, the Champions League group phase league table, very interesting. And that's why Maresca seem to have set out a plan on how to go away to go and play against Fiifi-Manfred and Qarabağ, Azerbaijan, and get the results from there. It's important that Chelsea go away from there and go and get the results. It's very important. We'll see how things are going from there. Alejandro Garnacho is settling in life at Chelsea well, and early signs suggest that he's adapting quickly both on and off the pitch. Chelsea staff Akobam have been encouraged by Garnacho's attitude and intensity in training. Chelsea fans said they don't have a problem. They enjoy what a brand friend Alejandro Garnacho brings to the team, how well they are, the quality of playing on one. It's important. If Chelsea lose or draw tomorrow, of course, it's going to be a huge one. Of course, this is a game where Chelsea cannot afford to lose. Going away to go and play against Qarabağ, how the Champions League is going, Chelsea needs to make sure they go into the game and it gets the results against Team Efren Qarabag. If you're able to get a win against Qarabag, it puts you in a pole position because as it stands now, teams are almost on top or Champions League table. They have also very difficult games to play going forward. And so what Chelsea have to do is that when you have your seemingly easy games, just like the Ajax Amsterdam game or Mobile, Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, Beshe. And this one, it's far away in Azerbaijan in a very long time. So Madrid, Madrid, are also on top in terms of the teams that have played very, very well when it comes to the games that are there. The teams that have played very well, the matches that the teams that are playing very well, Champions League in standings, Madrid are also doing very fine. Of course, if you look at the standings, Bayern are on top with 4 out of 4 and 11 goal difference. Arsenal, 12 out of 12 with 11 goal difference. PSG, 9 points now. Inter, 9 points, 1 more game to go. I'm expecting that Inter will win and go to third. Madrid, 9 points now. Liverpool, 9 points now. Tottenham has moved to 8 points in the top 8, about 7th with 9 points, and Dortmund is 1 game away. They have to play against Manchester City today. Either of them, will go into the top 8 tonight. The Sporting CP that drew yesterday, Newcastle that is yet to play today, Chelsea, and it's our 3 teams we know are in a very critical condition. Newcastle, Barcelona, and Chelsea. Chelsea need to get the 3 points to go somewhere around Tottenham Hotspur, and I said Dortmund, because Dortmund any Man City neighbor, one of them if they drop point, Chelsea most likely will go, Barca most likely will go. Newcastle goal difference or more +6. Barcelona goal difference or more +5. Chelsea goal difference or more 3. If Chelsea able to win and win convincingly over there, they go into the game and then have a good goal difference, and it gets the results, and then go into the top half of the table. No, it's very important so they can get that job. And that's why Enzo Maresca plan in the lead up to this big game against Pafusno has been clear. I think that Maresca was clear on the fact that he would have to ring some changes, bring in some much more hungrier, fresh players into the game. Also with Wolverhampton Wanderers in focus, it's important. And again, who does Chelsea has to start on the left-hand side? So actually Chelsea left-hand side now, there are certain games where Alejandro Garnacho starts. Then there are certain games where Jimmy Bino Giddens starts. In the last game, in the Carabao Cup, it was Giddens that started, and he was quite okay. He played fairly okay outside game. But then on the other side was Alejandro Garnacho, who now came on to come and play against Tima. Alejandro Garnacho came on to come and play against Tima. Your friend Tottenham Hotspur wasn't particularly too well, but like I said, Chelsea 4 coaches they say, Garnacho is performing very well in training. They think that Garnacho is doing fine. He's playing actively well. There have been no issues when it comes to Manchester friend Alejandro Garnacho at all, and he's beginning to do his things. in the right way for Manchester friend Alejandro Garnacho. So the big question is that who do you start? Is Enzo Maresca going to start at Manchester friend Liam Delap, and is he supposed to start Joao Pedro? Now, I think that is a game where Liam Delap has to start and probably get 45 minutes over there, or maybe 60 minutes. He needs to build his match fitness now. And against Qarabag for offense that. But then, is he going to be willing to press high enough for the team to help them win the ball back and then transit and play well? That is going to be another huge conversation for Brantia friend Liam Delap for an annual game at Chelsea. It's very, very important that Chelsea go into it. Of course, Chelsea have spoken with Wesley Fofana after he pleads guilty for dangerous driving and ordered to do 300 hours of unpaid community service. Charlie Omakache, Wesley Fofana said he has to manage the things that are going on. It's very important that he manages all of those things so that it doesn't affect his performance. Because to be very honest, anybody that saw Wesley Fofana against Tottenham Hotspur felt like Wesley Fofana is in a very, very good place. Anybody that saw him felt like Wesley Fofana is beginning to play like the Wesley Fofana that we knew, or put the ball, or dictate the pace of the game. He's been very, very solid in all metrics of the game. As a centre back, everything that you're getting from Wesley good, and Chelsea don't want to lose such experience to everyday community service inside the They want to make sure Sabrante friend Wesley Fofana is delivering on his job, and he's not affecting his performance. Chelsea want him. It's very important. Of course, we'll see how things are going to go on from there. Now, like I did mention, Claude McClellan spoke Andre Santos spoke. All of them discussed, say, I mean, if you are going to play against team, it's a powerful, like Enzo Maresca said, you can't underrate them. And I think that is the secret weapon in the lead up to this game against Pafos. It is there. When you look at the Champions League, the possibility of where Chelsea can get to, how good the team can be, how solid the team can be, and the possibility that if Chelsea manage their things well, they can have a strong team that will deliver. They can have a strong team that is going to go places. And so they have to make sure that they don't particularly, put themselves in a bad place, get the win against them, be much more serious. And I think there's something that Enzo Maresca said several times. He said, when these smaller teams no air bar, they are much more hungry. So you also need to show that you are hungrier. And yes, sir, you're going to lose the game. And that's one thing that Enzo Maresca would have to look at particularly well when he goes to this game against Karabakh with a game plan. I mean, it's an excellent game plan to press, counter press, be physical. And I think Chelsea needs to go into the Karabakh game with the intensity of the Tottenham Hotspur match. It has to be press, counter press, counter press, and prevent Karabakh from sustaining momentum. Because for anybody that's playing at home in such a game, they will believe strongly that they have what it takes to deliver and then win their games and do all of those nice things for themselves. So you have to make sure you are preventing them from doing that. Pressure, counter pressure. No, very, very difficult for Karabakh. For the next area, Chelsea is going to be in such a difficult place. In this Champions League, if they lose maximum points against team, your friend Karabakh or if they drop points against team, your friend Karabakh, they need to go in there and go and get a job. I saw a video from the Sun Sport for a tactical analysis of the game that Chelsea played against Tottenham Hotspur, and then they did describe Enzo Fernandes as a tactical diamond, and I think that was spot on. See, the role of Enzo Fernandez with Chelsea team, sometimes people don't get it. Enzo Fernandez, like I've always been saying, has always been the +1 in the places where Chelsea needs a +1. Usually happens in the left-hand channel, the left-hand side, to help players like Alejandro Garnacho and the likes. But like the guy put it in that video, it's like the things that you see when you're watching the game from the bird's eye view, that is what Enzo Fernandez sees. Maresca sees and gets Enzo Fernandez to do. The game intelligence is high. People have complained about the mobility, the slowness sometimes that Enzo Fernandez comes with. But the game intelligence is brilliant. Even me, I don't even see that he is slow, to be very honest. I don't see that Enzo Fernandez is slow, but I've heard people say Enzo Fernandez is slow. And of course, that's exactly how things are going to go on over there. See how things have gone on. It's very, very important. It's very, very important to see how things have gone on over there. Of course, we see today, I'm expecting things are going to go on very, very well with the other games now. Chelsea traveling squad now. Eko Azerbaijano has been out. The traveling squad has Philippe Jorgensen, Max Merrick, Robert Sanchez, defenders Josh Champon, Tosin Adrabiayo, Trevor Chalobah, Mark Kukureya, Wesley Fofana, Malo Gusto, Gerald Hato, Reece James, midfielders has Facundo Buonanotte, Enzo Fernandes, Jamie Giddens, Romeo Lavia, Moises Caicedo, Andre Santos. The forwards has Liam Delap, Alejandro Garnacho, Tyreek George, McGill, Joao Pedro, and then Estevao. These are the forwards at travel. I've not seen Jamie Giddens. Jamie Giddens was in the midfielders list. These are the forwards these are the players that are traveling to follow up on Chelsea game against Karabakh. And I said several times that this is such an important team, and it's pure match day for brilliance. Look like Chelsea need to win by 3 goals to end up in the top 8. Of course, because of the goal difference, at least they need to win by 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals. Then they can be in the top 8 or and when they get there, it's a big one against Barcelona next after the international break. Whatever happens in that game, if Chelsea able to stay in it as long as possible, they give themselves a big chance. I'm going to qualify to the top 8. A win is what matters tomorrow. Scoring more goals and the goal difference wouldn't go amiss. And that is the most important thing I saw. If Chelsea can press intensely, can be physical, can counter press, win and then score more goals, then that is going to be a very, very good one We'll see how things are going to go on from there. Chelsea for no want to make sure say they go inside game, and then we know Chelsea player can miss the game against Barcelona match through suspension unless they get sent off versus Karabakh. But already Barca for were 2 players, I think Frankie de Jong and somebody else. If they get a yellow card against Club Brugge, then they're going to miss that game, against team in front of football club Barcelona. We'll see how things are going to go on from there. We'll see the quality of how we're probably going to get the results now. It's very important that Chelsea want to begin to play consistently and get the results in the games that they want to play. It's a big Champions League night, and in Champions League nights, you need to deliver. You need to deliver, and in delivering, you need to sort things out. You need to make sure say things have gone very well. Of course, Enzo Maresca did mention that Brantia, your friend Pedro Neto will be unavailable. He's not going to be there. And of course, Chelsea want to say he's going to return over the weekend. I mean, this is the Pedro Neto that was struggling for match fitness at Wolves. He comes to Enzo Maresca's team, and Maresca managed to hold on to him, protect him, and get him to deliver consistently. It's very, very important. I'm saying Enzo Maresca is able to, get the players to stay fit, for them to be playing their games consistently, and then nothing happens to them, that they are playing consistently, and then things are good in that regard. No, it's very, very important when it comes to Abrantia friend Pedro Neto, the fitness. Of course, I don't know why, but for some reason, of course, Chelsea, we hear the next set of games are ever for some of the teams that Chelsea are there. People are saying that they are worried. We'll see how things are going to go on. The conversation that is going to go on. We'll see how things are going on. Comes in on paper and hits FME for my decision that brought a major win. It takes only the wise to see that no be everything be big money. Of course. Usually people just focus on just the money that comes with. It's not everything that's just about money. Sometimes it's just more than that. And sometimes it's just more than money. Sometimes the most important things are it's money. It's very, very important, of course. Guys, let's get straight into it. Also, when it comes to the conversation in other clubs, I saw Chelsea go on again, nicely, but of course, Barcelona are in preparation to play against Club Brugge. And who is back? Who is in for Football Club Barcelona? Why not back from the Sir AG listener? Na Hansi. Dieter Flick and then Mantiene. It's important that Football Club Barcelona begin to get their players back. Fran Jugler, hearing about Club Brugge versus Barca makes me really happy. Fans there love Barca. It's a special game for both sides. The atmosphere will be intense. Barca will be probably the best team to me now. Fran Jugler, Adama Fran Torres, he is a great example for many players for how he has overcome criticism and reached a higher level. I looked up to him a lot. There's a player that used to play for Club Brugge that's back in there. Marc-Andre ter Stegen was back on the grass. Good news for Football Club Barcelona. They have gotten their club captain back into the conversation. Very, very, very good news for Team and Friend Football Club Barcelona to be able to get Marc-Andre ter Stegen to get back into the grass to be preparing for games. That is huge news, good news. He's steadily getting back to training and then preparing to go into games. And maybe Eddie Abonwa Team and Friend Barcelona and Sport Force Barca to win in Brugge. They have to win in Brugge because it's just like the Chelsea story. If Football Club Barcelona go away to Brugge and then they don't get the win, it puts them under pressure in the subsequent games. They need to win at Brugge. They need to consolidate that 9 points at Brugge. And of course, it's the same for Chelsea Football Club, who have to make sure say they win that game against Team and Friend Pafos in front of Mundo Deportivo. Mundo Deportivo, they say yes, straightforward though. He says that magic against Brugge. That's exactly what Barcelona for they need. They need to see the magic. They need to see the players that have come back delivering. Marcus Rashford, Lamine Yamal, a lot of these players, they will step up and then begin to do their job. Now, Hansi Flick in the game preparation discussed a couple of things, and he says that Hansi Flick is too tired to continue at Barcelona and plans to leave at the end of the season. He has been thinking about it since September. People sometimes wake up and make all form of assertions on Barcelona are the only club that have beaten a Premier League, club only La Liga club that beats the Premier League club in the Champions League this season, of course, was that win away at Newcastle. That was supposed to be a very difficult one, but I think Barcelona managed it very well. And now, Barca players not arrive in Belgium. There was Marc Barnal in the fray. There was a brand new friend, Frankie de Jong in the fray. Umbisa Flick about Marcus Rashford and what he brings to the team. I was saying the last time, I think Marcus Rashford is probably the most important player for Football Club Barcelona now. Like right now, the best player for Barcelona is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford now, everything goes through him. Now that Rafinha is yet to come, Lewandowski is about to find his form, Lamine Yamal, Ibanez Nazari is also picking up. Marcus Rashford is the one who's holding the fort. And I think that in all phases of play, especially in attack, it has been important. Chance creation, helping creating space for others to thrive in, and his own conversion rates also has been very important part of him there. He has brought in some level of the athleticism and the physicality to run the channels and being direct of that English style of football. My bright friend Marcus Rashford has brought it to me. And that's why Hansi Flick is a big fan of him, especially in recent times. I'll say I already saw at Man United that he had great potential. I've been talking since day one, and I think he's a player who can help us a lot. He's playing well, and I believe he can still play even better. That's the plan. I think that in games like Club Brugge, this is going to be a game where Club Brugge went away to Atalanta in Bergamo. They lost. And they don't want the Champions League, maybe playoffs, to pass them by. So one of the things that they want to do is that at least they want to make sure that they get some draw beside of it. So they want to consolidate. They will see if they can get on the counter and hurt Barcelona. And they have a good manager, actually. I've said it several times. If you watch them in the playoffs, write them off. But you need to strategically approach the game against Tima, your friend Football Club Barcelona, also your Club Brugge. And Barca know that you also have to go on and win. It can be a slippery slope for Tima, your friend Football Club Barcelona, because they need to get the win. Club Brugge know that there isn't too much for them in such a game. They just have to go into the game and see if they can get the good results as they are looking to get now. Flick was asked about a brand new friend Eric Garcia, and I say, yes, last season the big leader was Inigo Martinez. Now I'm very happy with Eric, Kobasi, and Ronald, who played very well against Elche. Another option is Gerardo Martin. I think that one of the big things that which is true, is the absence of what's the effect of Gerard Martin's absence that brought to Barcelona. The fact that it looks like at Football Club Barcelona, there isn't that leadership again. There isn't that leadership. There isn't that one person that becomes the focal point that will be able in tough times now. Let the Lamines and Lewandowskis and then Rafinha's do their job up front. But then say the one person that Frankie will tend to, the one person that Pedro will tend to, all of these things are very important, was Inigo Martinez. And Barca don't seem to have had that this season. Now, Hansi Flick say, in recent week, I brought your friend Eric Garcia, I brought your friend Ronald Araujo, and I brought your friend Paul Kobasi have stepped up. And I think that's important because I think in the last few weeks, the kind of results that Barcelona have had haven't been so good. Has also, you can attribute some of those things not to those things that Barcelona are going through in terms of how fit their players are, the leadership at the back, the organization at the back. For me, against Madrid in the Grand Clasico, you obviously will look at the defensive organization that has been made by Brantia friend Inigo. Now, the player that sat in for that pre-match press conference was your friend Robert Lewandowski. Now, Lewandowski, so we are motivated. We want to win games. And in football, sometimes it doesn't matter how. We just have to win. In the end, I'm sure we'll get back to our best form and then win convincingly. If we play strong, we can win titles. That is what Robert Lewandowski can say, Charlie. He, in his mind, if the team plays and plays well, if they focus on winning and then win well and focus on getting the results, there are only a few teams that can play better than them. They will get the results against almost any team that they play against. That is what Robert Lewandowski Lewandowski went on and says that what the team is missing this season, there has been a lack of stability in terms of players. And I think that is true. Barca have not had those three players in their attack that were delivering last season, fit and firing. They've not had them, consistently in it to deliver for them. And I think that's largely has affected them, like Robert Lewandowski says. It's going to be a huge issue for them. Last year, we were playing at our best, and repeating that this season isn't easy. It's not easy. Now it's like starting from zero. That is what a branch friend Robert Lewandowski speaks about, the fact that most of the Barca players have been injured in and out of in sections, in and out of games. So we have to get 3 points. No match is easy. We need to have the right mentality. Against Elche, we had Roberts and Omo back. Today, we had a great high-quality training session, and it's a good sign, but it's never easy. That is according to Hansi Flick said. Things are beginning to align for him. His players are coming back. Dani Olmo is coming back. Oroba is coming back. There's a lot of quality all through on the team. The big issue, however, is that how can they get these players to be fit to come in and then deliver? We'll see how things can go when it comes to a brand here friend Hansi Flick and a team that is trying to build up. Robert Lewandowski said, at my age, I know I can't play as much as before, but I feel good. I'm training at a very high level, and if we play as a team, it becomes very easy for the forwards. If we work hard, the results will come. That is what Robert Lewandowski is saying, said Charlie. It's not been too easy for him. They asked him, obviously, about Lamine. So I've been talking to Lamine for a very long time, but what I can say now is that I'm not here to talk about Lamine. He needs calm. I'm talking about myself. That's exactly what Robert Lewandowski is saying. So, since he came in, he has been directing Lamine Yamal. Said, Charlie, things will go on well. Don't be focusing on a lot of the things that's going on outside. Just focus on yourself and you're going to. I think that tonight is a game where Football Club Barcelona are going to win. I think that they are going to win in terms of some match on Maribor. Definitely Ombeshe against Team Friend Club Brugge. But the other Champions League games that's going to go on, not just the Chelsea game and the Barcelona game, after Barca game and the Chelsea match. There are much more interesting games that is going to go on over there for Football Club Barcelona, and that's exactly what we are trying to see how things are going to go on from there on. The results were interesting, but who is going to continue their winning? Who is going to put themselves in pole position to get into the top 8? Who is going to make sure? Who's going to slip up? Those are all very interesting matchups that is going to go on Wednesday on the Champions League. When it comes to the games that are going to go on Galatasaray go away to go and play at Ajax Amsterdam. I think that is a game that will have some goals in there and over 1.5 and either team winning. I think that happens in Galatasaray match, away from home, of course, and then away from Galatasaray match, there's going to be Inter that stays at home to play against Kairat Almaty. I think Inter wins that one easily. They sit at home and they beat, the score team, my friend Kairat Almaty, in a very, very straightforward win that I think that they are going to have. BRL go away to go and play against Pafos. I think BRL can go away to go and win against my friend Pafos. Chelsea play Karabag in a game that can be very tricky. I think Chelsea managed to win that one away at Stima, your friend of Karabag, of course. Leverkusen and Benfica, that should be a tough one. Maybe difficult to predict. Difficult one to predict. Club Brugge versus Barcelona. I think it's a Barcelona straight win. Inter versus Kairat. I said it earlier. Inter straight win. Man City, Dortmund. Either team to win on the 1.5. Marseille, Atalanta. Marseille straight win or either team to win on the 1.5. And of course, Ajax Amsterdam versus Athletic Club. It's also Newcastle versus Athletic Club. Is a Newcastle double chance or Newcastle straight win. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup in all of the Champions League games. Then their cost. And the games So of course, if you have seen the codes at the end, the description of the video, just go there, pick up the codes, and give yourself a big chance of winning something. It's very, very important. So you go into the games and make some good money for yourself. It's important. So you make some good money, win some good cash, and then push it through. And then put yourself that's what we do here at Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I can't several times say it doesn't get any better than it is here. How they open the best in terms of sports analysis. We are the bet code that they are paid so with the cash and they go bottom there. Then this is where we do all of that for you. We get you all of that. I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'll see you until then. Bye bye. Brother.